This is a disclaimer for people foolish enough to think that any professional MMA fighter would choose this channel to broadcast any message whatsoever. Also, you may be subjected to corny MMA comedy that a slim part of the population finds mildly humorous at best.
Hey everybody, Bryce Mitchell here, and I just wanted to take a brief moment to wish you all a happy 4th of July weekend. Well, I guess I should say belated. I wanted to do this video a bit earlier, but time can get away from you when you're enjoying yourself. I had a great time with the family, ate some good food, shot some fireworks, watched The Patriot, the one with Mel Gibson, not the Steven Seagal one. I understand that many of you may be watching from outside the United States, and you're always welcome, even if you don't think a particular message applies to you. You know, I'm patriotic, so this message may appeal mostly to Americans, but I might be able to tie in a broader message that we can all get behind. I really love Independence Day and all that it stands for. The Declaration of Independence is one of the most notorious documents in history, a document that really accentuates the value of liberty, equality, and the pursuit of happiness. And it's one of the main sources we derive our rights from. Rights like freedom, democracy, i.e. having the right to vote, and self-governance. And I think these are values that most people can get behind regardless of what country they may be from. And these are good things to strive for, because there isn't a single country on planet Earth that is perfect. They all fall short of perfection. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm sure every known nation is guilty of something immoral. But what I really love about America is everything that can be pointed out as a failure or a moral shortcoming is always something that falls short of the standard spelled out in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. I honestly can't think of any example off the top of my head where that provided standard was followed perfectly, but it still led to a government failure. Notice I'm saying it would be the fault of government, because we can't use an example of random citizens committing crimes. You're always going to have that. Free will is a real thing, and crime will never be reduced to zero. But I'll take it a step further and apply this to an individual level. We also fall short of perfection, but it's the perfect standard by which we measure and acknowledge our faults and shortcomings. And I think it's important for us to have such a standard we can use for proper correction. It reminds me of a quote from C.S. Lewis that says, "A man does not call a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line." And I really love that quote, because how can we even be aware of what is wrong without the idea of what is right? So now, to take this back to the national level, I think of what Frederick Douglass said about the Constitution and the principles it stood on for this country. In the 1800s, before slavery was abolished nationwide, Douglass had correctly argued that the Constitution was anti-slavery and pro-freedom for all Americans. There was no clause for groups or certain sections of the country. He was able to recognize that the immorality taking place wasn't due to the American Constitution, but rather their failure to uphold what was written in the Constitution. I appreciate everyone listening to my little rant. A little bit of history, a little bit of morality, and I hope it gives a little bit of hope. Hope that problems and failures don't define a nation or person, but rather the standard they aspire to. Take care, everyone, and stay blessed.